Lockheed Martin says, you know what? You put Fat Amy on here for sure. People are gonna. So Lockheed has decided they're not going to protest the next generation air dominance fighter loss that Boeing won. They are going to pitch a 5th gen plus version of the F-35.
You mean like 6th gen minus 6th gen?
No,
Something minus
5
6.
plus.
5 plus. So it's like a NASCAR upgrade, so to speak.
Already?
We would take the F-35 and apply some of those co-funded technologies for both the NGAD and the F-35.
Wow.
80%. 60% of the time, it works every time. It's 80% of the capability for half the price. Which
now they want to open it up.
200 million. Yeah, they're not going to tell us what it is. You just have to sign here on the dotted line before we'll tell you what you get.
And the
check turn it into a Ferrari.
He said, "I explained this at the meeting at the White House. Dogfights are not what we want anymore. Believe me, that jet.
2 engines.
So." A lot of cool tech. Dogfights are not what we want. In air-to-air combat, we want to shoot the other guys. Oh, I'm glad he clarified. I said, before he even knows we're there. And you do that, first of all, with the critical sensors to find them. Then you make sure they can't find you, and that's the stealth technology. There's some techniques they've used for the NGAD offering that can be applied. Geometries, countermeasures, stealth, etc. New weapons and tracking systems increase range. So it's not clear to me, are they taking it from their failed prototype, or are they taking it from what Boeing's going to give them?
I thought.
What's Boeing giving them?
No, that's what I'm asking. Like, are they, because Boeing won the contract, right? They're saying they're going to take tech from the 6th gen. So is it because, like, how are that work? But the article talks about Boeing did this with the Super Hornet, the Block 3, and they also did it with the EX, the Eagle jet. So this is not unheard of. To some degree, the Block 70, when they started going from mechanically scanned array to active electronics scanned array in the Viper. So this is kind of just par for the course. I mean, it's grow where you're planted. They're just making the best of what they had. What do you think, Gonky?
Well, I think, as an airplane, the F-35 is not that special, right? What makes it special is the techie stuff, right? The technology. So I think having lost the F-47 bid, probably somewhere in the debrief, with, I don't know, the government, they probably got a better idea of kind of what the government was looking for. And this is how they have, applied future technologies to a current airplane, much like they did with Super Hornet and Eagle as a lower cost pitch to the Air Force. I don't think, knowing the Air Force, they have to have the newest, shiniest, most expensive thing, right? So I'm not sure that it's going to work with the Air Force, but maybe the Navy, because the F-35 obviously is being used by the Navy, Marines, and the Air Force. But that's kind of what I think happened, Mover, was they probably got a little more feedback after the competition was over, and thought, oh, okay, this is the direction we probably should have went with our bid, and they have applied that to future ideas with the F-35, which honestly, man, I think it's a good idea, because I'd argue, even F-22 and F-35, I mean, those airplanes they have not fully matured. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still like upgrading them and advancing the tactics with those airplanes. So, I mean, there's plenty of room to grow.
I just saw a post about 2 Raptors off of that big 757 that they do the tech stuff on, and they're still upgrading that thing, like the Block 30 or whatever. I mean, the F-16, we went from, the early blocks, Block 10, Block 15, 20, 25, 30, 40, 50, 70. So, I mean,
wow.
I think they just basically announced that, we're going to keep making this thing, and we're going to keep making it better. Copy. Cool. Thanks. Because what even is Gen 6? Like, at this point, how do you even define it? I mean, what differentiates? Because kind of socially acceptable is, 4 to 5 was the stealth, that stealth difference between a 4th gen and a 5th gen, but 5th to 6th, I mean, it's stuff that's behind the vault that only Skid knows about.
Right. Yeah. Well, like I said, man, I mean, it's not so much the airplane, it's the
pilot.
It's the how well, but as far as just the airplane itself, man, it's the electronic stuff that really makes a modern fighter really, really lethal, right? So, I mean, like Skid, like the A-10, man, when you first started flying it to when you last flew it, completely different airplane, right?
Yeah, A model to the C model.
Yeah, I mean, just a tremendous expansion in capability, right?
Yeah, the
I mean,
obviously the same airframe, but
right. That's what I'm saying.
high tech pod, the targeting pod, the digital SME, the moving
Helmet.
map, the SATCOM radio.
Right.
So you think they're going to call it
NVIS, NVG qualified? What?
the DEF? Like, are they going to change the designation, or is it still going to be the ABC? You know what I mean? Or like, are they going to with the how are they going to differentiate? Just call it different, like TR3, or are they going to?
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. It depends.
Yeah.
You know, the Navy. So the Super Hornet is actually a totally different airplane than the Legacy Hornet.
Oh, yeah.
They still call it the F-18EF.
Right.
And somebody years ago, somebody told me that was a money pot thing with Congress. Like they didn't want to pay for a new airplane. So the Navy was like, hey, it's not new. It's just the EF version. And they kind of look the same to the they look the same to the untrained eye, but they're totally different airplanes, you know, different wing tail. I mean, the only thing that's the same is the pointy end where you're sitting, right? So I don't know, Mover. You know, they could pull some sneakiness like this to get things through or not. Who knows? Do what you got to do.
Get rid of all the VTOL crap and make it.
Yes. Get rid of the vertical takeoff nonsense.
Make it the hot girl at the prom she was always intended to be.
Exactly. Pull all that vertical crap out of it.
It's a glow up. It's just going to be a glow up.
Yes, exactly. Make the Marines fly airplanes the way God intended it to be.
Yeah, certainly not autonomously.
No. Exactly. Without your pilot. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, man. All right.